So in here on the right, we'll be spending most of our time now in the next lectures to run commands on the target computer. So once you click on an IP address from the left here, you'll be using or interacting with that hooked browser from here from the right. So you can get various information here about that web browser or about that person. You can see the version, the browser version. It detected it as a Mozilla, and it's using Apple WebKit. It's using English US, the language. It's a Win32 architecture. This is important when you come to create backdoors for that computer if you wanted to gain full access to it. You can also see the plugins installed on that browser. Again, useful to try maybe spoof them and ask the person to upload that plugin, and we'll see that in the next lecture. Or you can see and try to hack him through a vulnerability within these plugins. You can also see the components that's enabled on that browser. So you can see it uses Flash, it doesn't use VBScript. Again, these things can come in handy when you're trying to gain full access to that computer. Scrolling down, you'll see more information about that website or about that person. You can see the page that we managed to get them hooked through, and it's this page, so it's the DVWA page. You can see where they came from, and they came from the security.php again. You can see the IP where the page is hosted and the cookies. Again, here you get more information. You have the IP of the target person. We have the operating system, so it's using Windows. Again, the architecture. Now you can see that the architecture here is different than what's saying on the top. On the top, it's saying a Windows 32, and in here it's saying it's 64. Now on the top is actually the architecture of the browser. So the browser is a Windows 32 bits, but the actual CPU on the computer is detected here, which is 64 bits. Again, this comes in handy when you're creating backdoors for that computer. Going on the logs, you'll just see the logs or the events that happened so far. So you can see that the browser window was focused, it lost focus. You can see here when they just joined and we just got hooked. The commands, we'll be spending a lot of the time here. These are all the commands that you can run on the target computer, and we'll be having a more in-depth look on them in the next lectures. The Rider will allow you to see and create HTTP requests. The XSS raise will allow you to discover XSS vulnerabilities in the current page. The IPEC is just a Beef terminal that you can use Beef commands and interact with Beef through it. The network will give you an overview of the current network. So you can see that we have our hooked browser here. It is used on this machine right here, the Windows machine, and it's hooked to us. There's a firewall, and it's hooked to us to here. That's us. Now, if you had multiple devices, then you'll be able to see them in here so that it'll help you imagine or have a visualization of what's happening. The WebRTC basically allows you to create a network of all the browsers that you gained access to and try to hide yourself by using this peer-to-peer network. Now, this is just a basic overview of Beef. In the next lectures, we'll see how to interact with the hooked browsers, how to run commands, and even gain full access to the connected computers. Once you're done, you can just log out of Beef by clicking on the logout button. And that's it, you're out.